The China Report for Friday, May 31, 2013. Aging China. China's elderly are poor, sick and depressed in alarming numbers, according to the first large-scale survey of those over 60, an immense challenge for Beijing and one of the greatest long-term vulnerabilities of the Chinese economy. The survey of living conditions for China's 185 million elderly paints a bleak picture that defies the efforts of the government to build what it calls a harmonious society, one dedicated to human welfare rather than simply economic growth. Of the generation that built China's economic boom, 22.9% or 42.4 million live in poverty with consumption of less than 3,200 yuan a year, $522. The fear of being old and poor, which prompts many Chinese to stash away their earnings, also cuts against another of Beijing's priorities to rebalance the economy towards stronger consumption. The survey, led by Chinese and international academics, covered 17,708 individuals across 28 of China's 31 provinces and was partly funded by the Chinese government through a science foundation. While careful to credit the government with progress on expanding pension and healthcare coverage, it also showed that physical disability and mental health problems are widespread. Of those surveyed, 38.1% reported difficulty with daily activities and 40% showed high symptoms of depression. Labor force facts. While a dwindling number of migrant laborers is helping drive up salaries in China's assembly line industries and other low-skilled employment categories, a surplus of college graduates for available white-collar jobs is eroding the bargaining power of those with university degrees. Wages have been steadily rising for China's 260 million migrant workers who take jobs in factories, on construction sites, in restaurants, and in other sectors with minimal entry requirements. According to the government-led All China Federation of Trade Unions, the average monthly earnings of migrant workers across China rose 11% from 2011 to 2012, to 2,290 renminbi, $370. That exceeds the rate of China's GDP growth. Meanwhile, as central government investment has allowed China to increase university enrollment and graduation rates massively, the demand for college graduates has not kept up. The number of university degrees awarded annually has risen fourfold in a decade, to about 8 million today. U.S. asks China to respect human rights. The United States has asked China to end harassment of all those who participated in the pro-democracy movement in 1989, days ahead of the Tiananmen Square crackdown anniversary. The 24th anniversary of the violent suppression of demonstrations in Tiananmen Square on June 4 prompts the United States to remember this tragic loss of innocent lives, the State Department spokesperson Jen Psaki said. We renew our call for the Chinese government to end harassment of those who participated in the protests and fully account for those killed, detained, or missing, she said in a statement yesterday. We renew our call for China to protect the universal human rights of all its citizens. Release those who have been wrongfully detained, prosecuted, incarcerated, forcibly disappeared, or placed under house arrest. And end the ongoing harassment of human rights activists and their families, Psaki added. On Monday, the House Foreign Affairs Committee has scheduled a hearing on the Tiananmen Square events in 1989. That's the China Report for today. Zaijian.